Hey, what's up, guys? Rango Vids and Mango 12 here, and yes, the Amazing Spider-Man issue 698 end of the original Spider-Man created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko is coming to an end, and this is where Dr. Octopus is like involved in this story. So, without whatever it is, just let's get into the comic because this is a really, really good comic. So first, we're at the maximum security prison of I thought it was the Triskelion, but obviously not. It's called the Raft. And soldiers have been alerted because there's been like an emergency alarm or whatever, and obviously one of the villains or whatever is broken out. So we can see. Well, actually, it's just Morbius we can see there, but we should have been able to see Lizard as well. But for some reason, it's like been put down. So it's Doctor Octopus, and every single like guard probably in there is like aiming the guns. Doctor Octopus is just like lying there, like crippled, like a vegetable, and he's trying to say something, and all the guards are just like, "Why the hell are we standing round Doctor Octopus? Because he's not even doing anything." And they're like, "Well, this is Doctor Octopus, man. I mean, like they've got to do that." So the guard is like leaning in closer, trying to see what he's saying, and he says Peter Parker. And then, oh man, look at all the tubes in his mouth, that's hanging. Then the sun comes up, or the sun goes down, whatever, and we get to a Doctor Octobot, and that keeps saying Peter Parker as well. Yeah, I think this is just like what happened last time. Doc Ock on deathbed after Spider-Man thwarted Doctor Octopus's plan to destroy the planet. He saved the terminally ill villain's life and placed him in a high-security hospital. All requests for an interview with the dying detainee have been denied, but doctors say that his condition continues to deteriorate. We'll come back to this later. So then we go to Spider-Man, who's saying that he knows that it's going to be the best day ever, with some pretty awesome classic Spidey poses while swinging. And he's saying that he deserves it and he's enjoying his day. And he's going through the day and he's like, what could possibly go wrong? And then Spider-Man, help, blah blah blah. And someone's robbing this guy's store or some crap. And it turns out that it's just a guy in a robot like costume suit. So it's not actually a supervillain. It's just like an average guy in a robot suit trying to like get lucky, I suppose. And he cracks him one in the face. And then the police officer's just like explaining to him like how it wasn't a supervillain and stuff. And Spider-Man swings off away from the police because they want to question him and all that. And then we get back to Peter's apartment, and he takes off his mask, and he sees that he's got a scar on his face, and he's just looking at it there. And then he's remembering how he got that scar by in a hobgoblin fight or something. And he's listening to his messages, and he's got one from the Daily Bugle, he's got one from MJ, and then he's remembering like when he first met MJ, when he was first introduced to her, and you can see there, you just hit the jackpot. And he's getting ready, getting his suit together, and he's like wondering why, like he's gonna change his life around and stuff. And keep going, and something from Horizon Labs, so he heads over to Horizon Labs, telling and saying how he's got something really big, like a really good invention that he's gonna unveil soon. So we go to the lab, and he's talking about how he made his web fluid when he was in high school and how smart he could be, and now he's actually going to put some effort, like real effort, into designing stuff as a man of science. And then he goes to meet MJ, and then instead of just being all normal and like in the friend zone, as we people call it, he wants to go a bit further. So he's saying that, and MJ is just MG. What am I about? MJ just he's kind of a little, I don't know, confused, I guess. But she's got to go see Aunt May at the hospital, and she's got to go get her coat. And you can see Peter is like, "Hi, ladies," and all that. So there's a bit of a ladies man. And Aunt May is learning to walk again. But to Peter's, um, luck, he's got to he's got to leave Aunt May, and Aunt May's husband, Jay, is kind of like annoyed with Pete because he's got to go when Aunt May's learning to walk again. And MJ gives him a little kiss on the cheek, so I guess that means that they're good to go. You know what I mean? So he's got to walk out, and he's got a call from the Avengers saying that Doctor Octopus has woken up, and he's asking. Whoops, I went a bit too far then. My bad. And he lands on a boat to get to the raft, which is, I presume, the Triskelion. Obviously, it's not, but that's just what I'm going to call it because it's kind of easy that way. And he meets Captain America and Wolverine and Hawkeye and Spider Woman or Spider Girl or whatever you want to call her. And they're saying how one of his old enemies is dying, and he's asking for not Spider Man, but he's asking for Peter Parker. So Spider Man is going to go into the room with him, and he's like, "Yeah, we don't want any cameras in there. We just want it to be private, just me and Doctor Octopus." So he goes in there, and Doctor Octopus is trying to talk to him, and he's saying Peter Parker again. And Pete takes off his Spidey mask and says, "Yes, he's Peter Parker." And then here comes the big, big, big shock, real big. Doctor Octopus says, "No, I'm Peter Parker." What the beep? Yeah. So and here Pete's saying, "You're not Spider-Man anymore. From now on, he's Peter Parker, and he has all his memories, everything to go with his life." And now Peter is stuck in Doctor Octopus's body, and because the body of Doctor Octopus is deteriorating, and because the actual Peter is in Doctor Octopus's body, Pete's gonna die as well, basically. And he's trapped in the broken body, and Doctor Octopus and Pete. Doctor Octopus will never reveal how he made them switch bodies for his greatest trick or whatever. And then the Doctor Octopus body dies, and along Pete dies as well because Pete is in the body of Doc Ock. So Pete slash Doc Ock in Pete's body puts his mask back on, and the doctors are running in trying to revive the dead body of Doctor Octopus. And what really annoys me is that Captain America, Hawkeye, and Wolverine all don't know that it's actually Doctor Octopus in Pete's body. Not even Wolverine can smell it, and Pete's just saying that honestly he's not going to spare any seconds of thought, and he says that he's got better things to do with the rest of his life, and then we zoom out, and it's Doctor Octopus, a figure behind. Doctor Octopus has been in Peter's body for the last few issues now, so he's been in Pete's body for probably 20 issues, 20 comics. He's been in Pete's body. But what's weird is it's not Doctor Octopus in Pete's body, it's Doctor Octopus who has become Peter. So that's why he's Spider-Man. That's why. So he's not Doctor. Even though it's Doctor Octopus in Pete's body, he is Peter now. So he's not gonna take over the world or have an evil plan or anything like that. He's just going to do what Peter did. It's like he is Peter. It's like instead of switching brains, it's like the Doctor Octopus spirit has gone into Peter. So now Doctor Octopus is Peter. I don't know, it's really hard to bring up, but yeah. Also, if you check out Seven Webhead's channel, he has an issue 700 little preview, and it shows that actual Peter Parker, because the Doctor Octopus body just died, and the actual Peter Parker is in that body. It shows Peter Parker in heaven, and he sees Gwen Stacy and Captain Stacy and Uncle Ben, and then Uncle Ben says that it's not Peter's time to die. So maybe Pete will come back, maybe, but I'm not sure. I'm doing issue 699 and issue 700 as well. and then Superior Spider-Man issues as well. So if you want to see more or whatever, see gaming, see comics, feel free to subscribe. And if you liked the video, then please hit that like button and comment your thoughts on what you think of this tragedy. See you later, guys.